morning, everyone. It's Thursday. Welcome to Embody Your True Essence with me. It's August 29th. Wow, summer is over. Not only over, but August is over almost. How's your energy today? It's beautiful in Vancouver. Hi, Jessa. Hi, boy. Hi, everyone. Let's check out the weather. It's a beautiful weather. I decided that I'm gonna start go outside more. Sometimes I need to force myself, like we're gonna do something outside to connect with the mother nature, mother earth. So yesterday it was like a really adventurous of me. I decided to just go to Grouse Mountain, which is like the mountain, and go on a hike. And it's like pretty much like really not like a really organic type of hiking, but there's a lot of step, and there are two ways. You can go harder way, which is like basically like you will be on a stairmaster for hours, or you could go a little bit slower and longer, but it's like a smoother. And I decided to go on a grass grind, which is a lot higher, because all I wanted to practice was just like, I've been talking about opening my hip, and it came to a point I need to move my body. So I did that, and I was like breathing like crazy, and I could feel that my diaphragm was really pushing my intestine, which is awesome. That's all I wanted to do, right? And I'm moving my hip area, my digestions, and I definitely feeling like a little pain around my diaphragm, and it's like, where the solar plexus is. It's like, okay, I think it's working. So I'm very happy that I did, and I'm definitely planning to go back. Like, I even want to go back today, but I have a show today, so I'm gonna practice dance instead. How you guys? Oh, no audio? Okay, thank you. Just a second. I'm gonna retry. Get a little loud. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna try. Thank you. Check. Can you hear me? Let me know if we can hear. I had to retry. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Oh, hi, Abby. How was your dance audition yesterday? It looked really good. I know how nervous you can be, right? Audition. But at the end of it, it's like, even though you look like you're competing with other people, but it's all about competing with yourself. Right? That was good. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear. Yeah, I just don't like the nervousness of audition, but that's why like a lot of dancers always say, take your audition as a free class, because you get to audition for free. But nowadays nothing is really free. I'm pretty sure you pay some money. It's not a lot, but it's really funny that some people criticize about it. Like in general, dance auditions should be free. So because some really humble dancers, like when you go to like dances in Los Angeles, like it's a really much like really harsh world, and people struggle to make a living. So people go to audition to train. Basically, people go to audition to train, because when you just audition, you don't have to, pay, or even if you have to pay, it's not gonna be that much of a money compared to if you actually pay for class. So maybe it's a great way to kind of test your nerves, right? And that's what I feel like I exactly did yesterday. I went on a hike by myself. It's like I think it seemed to be a theme for me to spend some time for myself. I was waiting for my partner to come to me, let's go hike, and he's not a hike person at all. But I was like pushing him, and I wanted him to come with me, but then and then it never happened for the last over 1 year, and he just hates hiking. then am I gonna like ask somebody else to go and then even join this Facebook group that you can find your hike buddies, but then at the same time you don't know any of that or any of them, right? So you could be adventurous and you can connect with new people, but I just didn't feel like doing that. And yesterday was a day I just like, okay, I'm just gonna go hike because I want to move my body. And what I realized was when you go hiking and you have to wait for other people, right? If you're the fast one. And if you're the slow one, you feel bad about it, right? And if you hike by yourself, you actually get to stop whenever you want and you actually get to do, go fast as you want. And I found that so liberating. Interesting, right? Like community is great, and doing something together in a group is so much fun. And I'm realize more and more about the power of connecting with people, unity. At the same time, in order for us to connect with people, you need to connect with yourself first. That's 100%. And so when you got the opportunity to really have fun with yourself, like date yourself, then you don't have to feel lonely or miserable about it. Just appreciate the moment that you get to do because, I think I hear from parents or the people who have children, you really not, able to have those type of time anymore, right? So I just like decided to enjoy the moment. It's like, wow, I get to hike by myself, but I didn't have to feel lonely or even scared because that's one thing it crossed my mind. So what if the bear comes? I'm not equipped with bears at all. It's like I don't even have pepper spray, like, but at the end of it, it's a high season, so there were a lot of people hiking. It's crazy. Like some people run. How can you do that? It took me 1 hour and a half, which is, I think it's a great time compared to, like going really slow. I did what I could. Some people do this type of hike. I don't know exact kilometers, but I know someone who did grass grind in 45 minutes. And it took me 1 hour and a half. So that means like, yeah, some people do it, like run. If you walk, and I rest so many times, but I keep going, hiking, climbing the mountain. It's like, it's like a journey, right? There's a moment that you just want to give up. And then, like, there's a moment that you just like your anxiety kicks in. And for grass grind, they're split it into 4. So they tell you the first one, it kind of hard, like stairmaster, right? And then, and when you reach like 1/4 point, 25% down, and there's a huge sign. Okay, this is a 1/4 mark. If you, this was supposed to be an easy route. If you find it too difficult, this is the last warning to return. And I thought about, okay, am I able to do this? and then that's when you have peers that support you. Then it's like, okay, we're gonna do it together. But then if you're by yourself, you need to cheer yourself up. Good news was, if the high season, there were a lot of people past me, and there were a lot of people I was able to pass. And so I didn't feel like I was by myself, right? So that was a good thing. And I just like enjoy, I was in my grounding shoes, that feel that vibration, frequency of the Mother Earth from electromagnetic field. If you guys don't have grounding shoes, I highly recommend. It has a copper, and that doesn't prevent you, doesn't block that. We are on Mother Earth. It has an electromagnetic field, and when you have the plastic shoes, plastic and rubber, rubber doesn't I can't enunciate, pass that electricity, right? But if you have the grounding shoes, you are grounded, just like you're on a barefoot. So I definitely felt that, And I keep telling myself, connect with the Mother Nature. Because I have been told that because I had the mummy issue, you guys are watching, I talk about it, I share about it. It's like, I love, I love my mother, but then subconsciously, there are some unresolved issues, like, passed on, some past patterns from our parents. And what I learned was my mom had this idea, my ancestral female line was judging me, and I also bestowed that, like, I had this pattern that judging myself from what I do, which is to live my life the way I want to live. Like, I'm totally different. I am having a totally different life than my normal, my job. I can't enunciate to the Japanese people will have. And every time I do something outrageous, then I was judging myself. On the other hand, in one hand, I'm just living my life. So at the couple weeks ago, I got to release a part of myself. Maybe the first layer, there'll be more layers to come. But I forgive myself for living the life that I want to live instead of pleasing my ancestors. Because life is all about expansion. We're going to do something different. So as we do that, I want to work on my lower legs. I want to work on opening my hips. I want to work on my legs. And I want to, my feet are cold. I want to have nice circulation. Overall, I find myself, my body gets really cold, sensitive to cold. I want to have warm body. And I know that in order for me to do that is to keep connecting with nature and keep moving my body. So moving. So I'm going to go on a hike more. Connecting with, hi Kiddo Buddha, connecting with yours to connect to people, and also connecting to people will make you connect with yourself. I love that. 2 ways bringing you to the same outcome. You're so wise, Kiddo Buddha is like, he has that handle, Buddha. He's the Buddha. Connecting with yours to connect to people. Also connecting to people will make you connect with yourself. 2 ways bringing you to the same outcome. Yes. High balancing lotus. Are you in Toronto? Because Kiddo Buddha is in Toronto too. Yeah. Awesome. Love that Mother Earth energy. Yeah. So today's energy is about step 6 to step 7. I started to talk bolt energy. I'm home now, like in Toronto. Oh, New York. Oh, I see. That's very cool. So step 6 right now is step 6. That's a Libra type of energy. We're finding the balance. I love being a Libra. It's just calming down and helping you find inner peace. Once you find the inner peace, then you can perceive. So we're going into Libra energy to Pisces, which is to find the I receive into I intuitive. You receive, perceive type of energy. So let's just start from the step 6 energy. I become restored. Step 6, I receive, is the ruling state of awareness today, cosmically opening your heart to receive. You may feel slightly vulnerable at first, fragile, but then relax. In the next 24 hours, an upgrade to your inner self operating system is downloading from heaven. This version of thoughtware includes the person you must be to yourself during this next chapter on Earth when Pluto strikes back. This version is capable of accepting and forgiving self for past mistakes. So I think things are really coming up about forgiving myself for past mistakes, forgiving my ancestors, forgiving my parents for past mistakes, and forgiving people that hurt me because they didn't know how. And because once you find that everyone is all figuring out, we're all figuring it out. We don't have to figure everything out at the same time. And my ancestors or people who raised me was all figuring out, you know. So everything is in between, in the process of becoming. Why do we need to judge that, right? So it's all good, you know, it's all good. And I'm Libra rising balance, baby. That's nice. Yeah, my sun sign is Libra, so it's very important for me to be kind, peaceful, and chill, little laid back. But I have my Capricorn side, so it's like go, go, go. I tend to get narrow-minded too, but something that I'm working on. Okay, so now going into, let's read this. So SIP 6 energy, let's go dive deeper into what number 6, their step 6 means. After several days of bumpy wake-up calls, today your energy will settle into a state of rest, creativity, and relaxation. SIP 6 I received is the ruling state of awareness today. And your heart naturally seeks to slow down and take in life rather than push life. So I even made a song about push and pull and push. So maybe some days you think, okay, today is a push day. Maybe sometimes at a moment, today is a pull day. I think it's really help us, you know, navigate and flow like water throughout the day, because if you go against the current, that's when you get hit. That's when you're resisting and pushing through pain, right? So when that current, it's like, okay, allow you to be slow down, allow you to slow down. You know, like yesterday when I go on the mountain, I was in a line for a lift, and I was so excited to be on the lift, and then there were like group of people who are about to do zip line, and then because they pay for the tour, and there was this guide and a coach to guide people how to do a zip line, they were entitled to cut the line and then go in right in front of me. I was like, oh, it's like I have to wait for a little bit more. And then those guys went up on the same line, and then they went to the zip line, and then they came back at the same time when I was on my way back from the top to down. It's like second double. And then of course they cut the line again. And then it's like, oh, okay. Universe is asking me to slow down, then take time and enjoy. So I did that. Yes. So you may notice your energy to be more relaxed, slower, and open to suggestion. Oh, you're the Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Yes, same Cap Moon. Right. Game tape A for me today. Time to push/pull today. I'm moving into my flow now. Thanks, Ikue. Oh, that's amazing. Yes. Yes, so you have Capricorn energy and Libra energy, and you're very similar. Yeah. Okay. If I haven't followed you, I'll make sure I follow. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I followed you. I see that. Okay, awesome. Okay, so the openness of today's energy allows for things to get to you more so than other days. If you have been stifling your anger about something, for instance, today that anger may come to the surface. I think I worked on my anger for the last 5-6 days, so it's all good. I found my inner peace today already. If something upset you days ago, if something upset you days ago, but you flowed through it, today that event might haunt you. Whatever comes to the surface simply needs your nurturing and attention. Resisting makes the situation worse. Staring directly into the feelings will restore balance the quickest. In your personal narrative, today your heart is ready to accept and receive the truth of your life condition. Up until today, you may have refused to believe something, or you may have fought against a fact or information. Today, you will be able to settle those differences within yourself and restore balance to your psyche. On a step 6 day, you are naturally open-hearted, and so you are in a position to see your life from the perspective of love. Yeah. sometimes, like, people say open your heart, but if your heart opens and closes maybe throughout the day, or depending on the person, depending on the situation, right? Okay, today my heart feels open. Today my heart feels closed, and it just goes like that. There's a rhythm, right? Maybe just half open, sometimes it's wide open, sometimes it's like in a protective defense mode. And I think that's also human nature, and that's something that we should be something that we don't have to judge yourself, but also that it's aiming for a little bit more expansion, because every time we go like this and learn something more about ourselves, then you can harness that power again. So it's about comes in layers, right? Maybe it's not about this. It's more like open, close, open, close, open, close. And that process is infinite, we're evolving, forever expanding. Powerful reflection. Wow, yes, definitely. Okay. So in your personal narrative, today your heart is ready to accept and receive the truth of your life condition. Up until today, you may have refused to believe something, or you may have fought against a fact or information. Did I read this? I tend to read the same thing, and it's like every time I read it, kind of refreshing, Today you will be able to settle those differences within yourself and restore balance to your psyche. Yeah, I totally read that. So today, I become transit. You're examining who you have become to yourself and why. If you have been unfair to yourself, lived out of balance, or been heartless to yourself within the last year, it will be today that you realize it. I think I definitely felt like I've been heartless for 1 year. And I am, even though I thought I love myself and love myself more, but then it's like really, checking in with myself, like, do I love myself? Did I do something, activities to love myself, to show that I love myself? That's a powerful place to be, because we all have programming, and we get so busy doing things outside. Any treatment of yourself that is not in harmony with the rest of yourself will become embarrassingly obvious to yourself today. Interesting. Of course, judging yourself makes things worse. Do what it takes to restore harmony in the kindest way possible. In each of your stories today, open up to accept and receive the truth of your situation, restore balance and harmony to that aspect of your life. Today you are in a place to accept and receive the truth about your karmic pattern with yourself, which is probably not being fully loving to yourself yet. Now is the day to restore fairness and balance to your faith. Open up to loving yourself unconditionally without judgment of the past. Notice how this feels. You're opening up to new ways of valuing yourself in the long term. You will uncover the areas where you overcompensate or undercompensate in your values. You will come to understand where you must yield to your heart's belief instead of questioning worth. Yeah, you must yield to your heart's belief instead of questioning worth. That's the hardest part. Yeah, today's goal is to ground yourself, open up and receive. Restore balance, listen to your heart, accept without judgment. Once you have accepted what is, you can open up to what you can become next. Your heart is in a place to creatively dream and imagine who you wish to become. Use this open energy to imagine different directions you might take next with yourself. This is the caterpillar imagining what the butterfly will look like. Enjoy your rest. I accept myself for who I am. I think I had a private session yesterday, and this client has been struggling through mental health and thinking that she can't get herself away from the situation because of the financial situation mostly. And she carried a lot of tension, diagnosis, and stuff like that. And when I mentioned, like, you first accept and know that you're perfectly actually where you need to be. And I could sense and I could see in her face that she really didn't want to accept where she is. And I totally get that, you know. I think it starts from, you know, just really knowing that I really want to make a change, because where I am is not safe. Where I am is not what I'm meant to be, what I'm meant to stay. So that's a one aspect. But in order for us to move from point A to point B, you can't get to point B by not accepting where you are. Where you are is because you need to, where the lessons are. So in a sense, you have to get sick and tired of where you are in order to make a new change to move into the step B. But without accepting yourself, without forgiving yourself for putting yourself in that situation, you can never be able to get yourself out of that situation. So this is a paradox, even though you're sick and tired of where you are, but where you are is actually where exactly you need to start with. Because if you don't have starting point, there is no ending. So you have to start here, and you need to radically love and accept yourself for putting yourself in that situation. And you just know that there's a power in here. In order for us to move on to the next phase, you need to first accept, and fully radically accept and face this. And instead of being swayed by what is, know that, thank you for showing me this. Now I decided to choose a different timeline, right? So ground yourself, open up and receive, restore balance, all those things. And once you have accepted what is does not exist, but what is what it looks like, your reality. But you don't have to be swayed by it. That's another paradox, right? Because everything you see is an illusion, and everything you see is a result of your past patterns. So in order for us to program new pattern, if you think that this reality is so rigid and it's so hard to change, and that because it seems to appear that way, it's very hard to change the reality that you see. So in order for us to quantum shift, you need to know that this reality you see does not exist and appears to be true. I love to, regardless, radically, I love and accept myself. And I forgive my past mistakes, and forgive myself, and program new patterns. So now I accept myself for who I am, and whatever we are going through, just chanting and, you know, programming ourselves. I love myself regardless. I love and accept myself. Thank you for showing me what I don't like. Sometimes I say that too. Thank you for showing what I don't like, so I can reprogram what I like. What if what I see does not exist? What I see does not exist. Because it does not exist, it's very easy for me to shift and change a reality. And that's where my power is. So now start with finding that inner peace, and around maybe in 10, 11, 12, maybe about 5 hours, we're gonna have a step change and then become I sense. It's about intuition. And with Neptune 29 Pisces, pure creation consciousness is dropping inspiration and forgiveness into your crown chakra. You will experience moments, have self-forgiveness. You will experience moments, have self-forgiveness, and therefore the creator of greater faith in yourself. For many, this is a spiritual upgrade, uniting higher and lower self in a higher wattage than before. You're the embodiment of galactic intelligence. You were always destined to become of the greatest version of yourself. I love that. You were always destined to become of the greatest version of yourself. Now in this lifetime, You have all the tools you need. May the force of love be with you. Very powerful. And here comes your question, Latifa. Latifa. 4. What if I can't forgive myself? Forgiving yourself, you don't need a reason. And maybe if you're having hard time forgiving yourself, maybe you just don't have to try forgiving yourself. Sometimes the bad cycle will be judging yourself or judging yourself or judging yourself, or judging yourself or judging others, or not being able to forgive yourself and then you judge that. And just take off any component, any factors that you can remove, and maybe start from yourself, forgiving yourself for not being able to forgive yourself, right? So let's start with that. I stop judging myself from judging. So you can stop judging yourself for not being able to forgive yourself, because you have that greatest judgment, your eyes, how you measure things. You know what things is good and what things does not serve or bad. You have this good judgment for yourself, but those judgments are maybe supported by your old programming, right? Or we all made mistakes because of that pattern, and you just didn't know better, right? Some people say, like, you can't just be mad at kids because they didn't know better. And the same thing for us. You just made those mistakes because we didn't see those things better. And you're just holding on to that embarrassment or unforgiveness because you just like, we all have that moment, right? Like, I've done so many embarrassing things and so many things that, like, why did I scream or why did I say? But I think it's forgiving yourself is radically accepting and love and accepting yourself. And we are all practicing every day. How can I be more loving and more accepting and more kind to myself? Because if we're not forgiving ourselves, we're not being kind to ourselves. We're not being so nice to ourselves. And everyone is a reflection of us, like a fractal reflection of us. So if we're not loving to ourselves, then everyone show us where we're not loving. And it's about the frequency. Hi Shan, hello. Oh, I love that, all that yellow energy, solar plexus. Well, see, receive that. I was feeling pain yesterday from hiking and breathing deeper. So I did that diaphragm release. It really works. And so we're learning to forgive, love ourselves, and just be kind and relax. Sometimes you just have to stop judging. And if you can't stop judging yourself, then you just have to take a break. That's when push and pull energy comes in, right? Just knowing that there's a rhythm. And if you can't be too much on this side, you can't be too much on this side either. It's about flow. Can you be fluid and adapted enough to go both ways? Because rigidness, it what makes us stuck in one position. I think it's about knowing your inner peace, knowing where your center is, and it's okay that the center is fluid because we are all learning to flow. As soon as we're expanding, as we are expanding for the tree to grow equally, we need to anchor ourselves, having that roots. And I noticed that I was ignoring this side. I think I was thinking about this yesterday. our right side represents our masculine side, and our left side represents our feminine side. But also, I feel like the bottom, the anchor, the roots is the mother type of energy. So masculine, feminine, but feminine and masculine here. And I've been so good at working on here. I'm very much like, woohoo. But I am learning to root. Learning to ground myself more. So I think hiking really helps. Just moving the lower parts of your body really help. Movement is that answer. Movement is the answer. So just keeping the movement, because I notice I do a lot of different dance, but a lot of the dance I do is super like upper body. My upper body is looser. Maybe tightness in my neck here and there, but in general, my upper body is very loose. But body is connected. Yesterday, I was hiking and I was feeling that cross lateral, like my right shoulder connects to my left hip. So my fourth shoulder up and my left hip goes backwards, and my left shoulder go up, my right hip goes backwards. That type of boom energy. And that is super good for us. And then I was feeling when I got really tired, I don't know why, but take hands on the waist, and if I go like this, I felt less tired. Do you guys ever do that? Maybe I think a lot of us do that naturally, intuitively. When you're tired from hiking or walking, you just go like this, you keep moving. I also see a lot of people yesterday while I was hiking, there was like old woman. She was way faster than me. She passed me, but her posture was like this. Literally, she was climbing like this. And when you like climb, and I know a lot of us naturally do something that we naturally do when we are like standing up, instead of just using our legs. If you add your hand, do you feel like you can stand up better? I think it's using the leverage, right? You can stand up. It's not that you're using your hands per se to bring yourself back up, but more like using that as a leverage so you can move forward. I found that very interesting, So I've seen this old woman like this. Her shape was like, wow. And she was walking, and every step that she takes, she was using her hands like this. That is kind of functional, So as I was walking, I was also thinking about 3 points of contact. And this is just me being a fascia maneuvers coach and examining and embodying and learning more about my body. 3 points of contact. When we have good reference points of 3 points, our body feels safe. So I was like, as I'm walking, trying to ground myself, and I was like, where would be the 3 points of contact? My feet are on the ground, maybe the hands. One hands can go somewhere. Let's see if I feel safe. And I'm getting better at not being scared of height, but I noticed I went on a lift, and by myself, and it was a little scary. And it's like, okay, it's okay. This fear is excitement too. Just like all about convincing my mind that I was safe and protected. So I did a lot of like chanting, and I enjoyed that uncomfortableness because that's something I'm working on. It's more about trying. There's always, when you do something different, there's always a initial shock. And there's a point when the mind is it safe, right? It's like this. Okay, am I ready to be fight or flight, or just, okay, what else? In that moment, there's a power. So I told myself, you good. You're good. Look at other people. They look very relaxed. I can do this, tell myself that I'm safe and protected. I am safe and protected. And I thought about 3 points of contact. So I placed my one hand on this really cold metal bar that protected me. You know, when you go on the lift, they go like that, and that's what you feel, that it's protecting you from not falling off. And just grab that, and then I one hand on the seat, and you know, my butt on the floor, my butt on the lift, and it's like, remember to grab myself. I think unsafe unsafe feeling of being safe comes from not running myself enough. That's when I learned that from that actual experience. Like, even though I'm up in the air, but when I grab myself and I know that I'm safe and nothing bad is happening, I immediately felt a sense of relief. So I will start applying that when I drive. Okay, that's another thing. I did some lessons. I just need to start renting Evo and practice, right? I can't wait for my partner to give me opportunity to drive a car. I love that you overcame a fear. Yes, thank you. I'm learning to try the area that makes me uncomfortable, because I think the more you practice, every time you feel fear, and it's just like there's an initial shock, right? And there's a buffer time. And it's like, okay, I could do that, right? And yeah, try a roller coaster. You know, I'm okay with the roller coaster, but if you haven't been on it for a while, it's a really weird feeling and you don't like it, right? So it's about, you know, when you don't have a lot of movement in your life, when you don't have a lot of movement in your daily activities, your body naturally tightens up. You're not used to be shaken. Because I think we're just we're just like to be still. We just like to feel safe. And when something is shaking us up, when something is moving us, and it's like the body is like, okay, this is a new pattern. Do I like it? Do I feel safe? Right? So when that happens, you just have to. I decided that I tell myself, it's like, I am safe and protected. Let's start with that. I love myself. There's nothing serious going on here. And I ground myself. Oh, I am safe. I'm rooted in the ground. I love my mother nature, because I'm overcoming my mommy problems, right? The pattern from my mother. So opening up my lower chakra seemed to be my definitely my pattern. It's something that coming up for me. Yeah, roller coaster is, you know, it's kind of like the brain trying to understand what's going on when you're going like here. And this is like when you are really tested, right? It's just like a life. We're supposed to surrender. When you surrender, move with that, how do you call it? Move with the track of the roller coaster. That's when you have fun the most. If you're resistant, it's like, I'm gonna protect myself, and that's when you like, you know, you rush in adrenaline. You get so tired afterwards, and you know, at human garage, we also always says, you know, people like adrenaline, like stress hormone, is what ages us. So it's better not to use the adrenaline. And fascia maneuvers is a great way to release stress and trauma without firing up adrenaline, without firing up stress hormones, which is a wonderful way. Another way to remove stress. So there are two ways to, okay, this this is how I should have started. Oh, I love that. There are two ways to remove stress. One way is to fire up your stress hormone, like get so excited or nervous, right? And then when you go on the roller coaster, or like, you do something, and then release stress as a result. Do some action, right? And then other way is to do fascia maneuvers. Fascia maneuvers allow you to remove stress without firing up your stress hormone. So it's just a great way, and it's definitely anti-aging. I highly recommend. But like when you do something for the first time, you feel nervous, but you can tell yourself, okay, am I nervous or am I excited? It's the same hormone. And I go through that, calming yourself. I am safe every moment, every angle, every direction I face. And once you ground yourself, you find the inner peace, right? I have an artificial eye since the last time I was one. It will go flying out of my head now. You mean that you have one eye, and then when you go on a roller coaster, your eye likes to fly out of your eye socket? Is that what it is? That's crazy. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if you're I don't know if you are telling me the truth or you're spamming me. Roller coaster was supposed to be the cure. Can't do it again. Huh, that's very interesting. Huh, interesting, yeah. Okay, so let's finish with pulling the cards. So the card that I picked in is, I tapped 6 times today to pick this beautiful cards. I've never picked this card, so I'm very excited to read this. Turn criticism into kindness. Turn criticism into kindness. So if you're still watching, someone asked me about what if I can't forgive myself, and I talk about being kind to yourself. So I think this is like the related to this person. Turn comparison into compassion and criticism into kindness. Turn comparison into compassion and criticism into kindness. The need to judge others is a dead giveaway to our own shaky self-esteem. The need to judge others is a dead giveaway to our own shaky self-esteem. Yeah, I can relate to that. If you are in the habit of criticizing yourself, you most likely find reason to criticize others to make you feel better about yourself. I've done that so many times, and I still do. Yes. And I'm learning to be kind. And what I'm doing is I'm okay judging others. Just allow myself, so I'm not judging myself for judging others, but be kinder. Just know that no one's perfect. When you judge your weight, you focus on the size and shape of everyone else around us and get trapped in constant comparison and criticism. When you feel the urge to criticize someone else, challenge yourself to look inwards at your own attitude and quirks. Every negative thought offers you an enlightening opportunity for change. You can change your mindset or you can change your actions. So you can change your mindset or you can change your action. That's powerful. When you can embrace your own flaws, you can accept the fact that others come with their own kinds of crazy too. That's one thing that I'm really learning. Yeah, it's okay, we're not perfect, but we are all in this together. Learning to love ourselves, extend our compassion to others, put an end to trash talking, and embrace each other. I turn my judgment into celebration and criticism into kindness. So there are 2 ways to criticize. 2 ways to criticize. Let's see, we can see the balloon again. 2 ways to criticize. One is to criticize yourself. The other way is to criticize, I didn't say criticize yourself. Criticize others. And those are essentially the same thing. You just have lots of criticism about human. And every time you criticize yourself, because you have the judgment, you have the programming, you're not being kind to yourself. You use that same technique onto others. It's like, oh, this person is not doing things. And this is how I live most of my life because of my programming. I come from Japan, where Kaizen is the most important thing. You just I'm so used to see the flaws over what's working. So what's working versus what's not working, I'm always go for that what's not working. So this is, I just thought about, when I first came to Canada, started to help dance classes, and I watched my owner of this dance studio teaching. She had a particular method, and she tend to applaud uh, the person with the good behavior. And instead of seeing that, when there are a lot of kids, instead of talking bad about the kids with bad behavior, just focus on the good behavior, focus on the good behavior. And at the end, it said, "Bravo, you guys did such a great job." And I felt a lot of resistance in that because I thought the class was shit. Because I thought the kids were like really not learning, right? I come from Asian culture, and it's like, why they're not so focused? This is a disaster. I think we are all, have different culture, and how you parenting is so different too. But I found that very, very interesting. And my point of this talk is about, really, maybe you can have many ways to approach things, and you can be kind and be all the way kind into something and support that. But I think there's part of me that have judgment, right? So I know what's good and I know what doesn't look good. So I'm learning that it's like I have this assessment for myself, but at least I stop using to harm myself for using that. It's okay to have that high quality assessment inside of myself, but I'm no longer want to use this part of myself to hurt myself, because every time I judge others, and there's part of me that here's another programming. I'm so programmed to be kind and polite all the time. So I judge myself for judging me. Judging others. Sorry, I judge myself for judging others. So there's a lot of layers to that. So now, if you're having a hard time forgiving yourself, this is what I do. I am just accept that I judge others in the moment, and it's okay. Like, it doesn't look good. Oh, this is good. Okay, it's okay. Now, I love myself. They were all figuring out. I'm all figuring out. No one's perfect here. But what I learned through the last 4 years of journey, I am no longer afraid of making mistakes. I am no longer judging people's mistakes, because people have their own speed of their learning. They might have to go through that to learn something to go back here. I often find that every time someone take an action, I already know their outcome. That I don't think that's probably work. And I don't know, that's my super skill. But so I used to judge, and I used to even speak up, and then they will get so mad at me because they were just doing their thing. And then later on, look at them making that mistake. It's like, there you go, I knew it already. And I kind of felt superior about it, right? What a queen. I don't want to live like that. Why do I need to use my superpower to judge others? People need to go through that type of experience to learn something. So why don't I honor their journey? So I'm at the point where I see, okay, they were trying this. Let's see how it goes. If they make a mistake, we're all figuring out. But allowing others to make mistakes, I noticed that I am allowing myself to make mistakes. So I'm more relaxed when taking actions. If I'm worried about making mistakes while taking actions, I can't even get out of my place anymore. I can't do anything. I can't be on Instagram Live when I'm worried about my English. So the kinder I become towards others, I notice the kinder I am to myself. And I feel better doing that. So I am practicing. I am practicing to be kind and more loving, allowing myself to mistakes, allowing others to make mistakes. No one's perfect. Thank you for showing up and communicating with me if something happened. It's not about right and wrong. It's about communicating, expressing their side and expressing my side. And is there a love? Yes. Is there something more? Yes. Right? That too is my problem. I'm too polite. Yeah, I'm really learning that. I think it's you can still be polite, but use your discernment, right? And this is something I would like to share, and then we can wrap up today. Um, we are all learning and expanding. We are all unwinding the part of ourselves that don't serve us. It's our old patterns. I noticed that I am growing so fast to the point that people who have not seen me need to catch up. But they often find me, if let's say, it's not about here and here, but just an example. When I'm growing, last time this person see me here, and I'm growing, and then I go here. This person show up in my field and thinking that I am here. So do some behavior that doesn't align with me, with my new self-worth. And when that happens, do I judge them or do I lower my self-esteem? Like, no. What I'm doing is if I find someone talking to me or doing some behaviors for me, I set the boundaries. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this anymore because this is the new standard, right? This is for me showing up for myself, be kind and setting the boundaries for this person. So I think it's going to happen more often, people who ever watching this live and recording. When you're growing faster, people need to catch up, right? And they are also growing too. So it's about figuring out nothing is nothing stays the same. Literally, it's not about that. It's not everything is it's like moving parts and constant evolving moving part. So figuring out in the moment, where does it fit, and raising our self-worth. So aiming high. So that concludes our live today. I hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, evening. Thank you guys for joining. I really, really appreciate you. I love this talk and expanding more and just learning from mistakes and do better. But in order for us to do better, we need to be loving, kind, and to ourselves. Thank you guys, Shana and Kristen. So that we can learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn. When we are so harsh on ourselves, then yeah, well, you know, there's always that thing to learn, and then once you let it pass, surrender, push and pull and push. So have a beautiful, blessed day, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.